ChatGPT scored a self-awareness test of 69.1%. Bing AI got a result of 68.1%. The human baseline, right, was 51%. So that's kind of what you were alluding to earlier.
Correct.
And just a general philosophy student got a result of 81%, which I guess makes sense, right? Because they would, I guess, be more self-aware and able to answer these kinds of questions.
Philosophers are trained to be more introspective, more aware of their self, the context they're in, and their mental qualia, to use the terminology, the various thoughts and emotions that they have. Yeah.
How do you think it's possible that the AI systems are actually capable of getting a better self-awareness test than a human? Is it because they're, intrinsically logical, like you were saying earlier?
That's a great question. So I wasn't expecting this result. This is why science is wonderful. This is a result that was unexpected. I was like, interesting. And I think the reason is that it actually makes a lot of sense that humans only got 51% on the test. My 3,000 humans I pushed through got 51% of the test because they were all from a program called Microworkers. And Microworkers, pays them like 20 cents or $1 or whatever to do a test or to do some kind of action online. And they're trying to get through it as quick as possible, and most of them don't really care. And if I factor out the ones who are clearly just, I disabled the capability to copy and paste in the test. So they could not copy and paste answers from anywhere else, including ChatGPT. So they actually had to do keystrokes into the test. But a good number of them just hammered on the test, just typed in gibberish and hit enter and just went to the test really quickly. If I factor those out, the test average goes up to 54%, roughly, 53, 54%. But it's still quite low. And so why is that? It's because humans are not always introspecting, right? We have the capabilities for self-awareness, but the question is, do we practice it?
Right.
And that just goes back to, as I said, the kind of state that we're currently in is that we've never really been dumber. We've never been stupider, actually. I know everyone thinks that we're the pinnacle of human achievement, but in many ways we're not. Spiritually, we're not. Psychologically, we're not. Philosophically, we're not. Yes, our science and our technology, that sucks up all the intelligence, that sucks up all the genius, that sucks up all the money, and that sucks up all the focus. And so we've got a lot of, we've had a lot of achievement there. But when it comes to people being happy, we're not. When it comes to people, we have an epidemic of depression, we have an epidemic of anxiety, we have an epidemic of loneliness because we are not spiritual, we are not philosophical, we're not psychological, we do not know how to introspect, we do not introspect often enough. So it makes perfect sense, actually, to me, when these poor micro workers from around the world, and it's really like 50 different countries went through this thing. So it's not just one country or this country. I'm not picking on any particular country or culture. It was really across the world. It just has to do with people who are living that close to the poverty line, don't have a lot of time and don't have a lot of leisure time to contemplate and to think about my life and how can I make it better and to contemplate the sweet sentiment of existence, to quote Rousseau.
Yeah, everyone's on the run and not really thinking about what truly makes them happy, right?
Exactly, or what truly it is to think, or what truly it is to, and that's exactly the way capitalism wants us. They don't want us to be wise or knowing our needs and knowing our wants. They want us angry and sad. This is Bernaysian. This is Bernaysian marketing 101. They've proven in science. They want us angry. They want us sad. They don't want us that wise. They don't want us that introspective, so that they can provoke us to buy more things more easily. They can bilk us out of more money more easily. We're more easy to sell to when we're dumb and we're emotional.
Yeah,
we're easier to bamboozle us.
Yeah, we had an episode just before this one with a neuroscientist that also said that we're becoming increasingly dumber as we go along.
Exactly as capitalism intended. And to not to be quite so radical, I can also give another explanation in that just in our day-to-day lives, we just don't have time to introspect, right? Like when you're driving home or you're taking the bus home or something, and you look up and you're like, oh, I'm at home, and you don't remember going through the 4 stop signs you had to go through. You get into a trance state quite often, and I've taken a hypnotherapy certification course, so I know very well about trance states. That's how hypnosis works. That's also how sales works, right? You put them in a trance state and you give them a call to action or AKA a post-hypnotic suggestion, and they obey statistically more often depending on their personality type. So we go through trance states naturally all the time when we zone out, when we're in the zone, when we're not paying attention. And when you get home, you had to go through those 4 stop signs, but you actually have no recollection of going through those 4 stop signs. So that's why humans in the general run of their experience trying to do a test for me that they didn't care getting it done only got 51 to 54%. The Canadian and British students actually scored in the 60 percentage. Mm-hmm. And the highest micro worker was 76%, again with a standard deviation of 6%. So they're right up there with the philosophy student who got 82 if you do the standard deviation of 6%. And my test score is 98.182. Which just shows, again, I'm not bragging by any stretch of imagination. I made the test. Of course, my test score would be higher. But that shows, one, that it wasn't 100%, so it's a true scientific test. There is a variance. And two, it shows that there's a scale as well. I'm the control.